We're going to be working on the power box. This is the box that's going to contain and hold the inverter, solar charge controller, all of the little switches and gizmos and shunts and fuses. Good morning from El Cajon, a little bit northeast from San Diego in California. I have been sick the past couple of days. Yesterday I had big plans. I was going to meet Bill, go out to their special RC club area where they have a landing strip and they fly all of their drones and planes and stuff. And he was going to take me out and we were going to fly the drone. I just basically spent the entire day in bed and running back and forth between the toilet and bed. It was just not a fun day for me, such is life. I also was not able to go meet Scott for a barbecue, so it was not a fun day. Feeling a little bit better today. I'm supposed to meet Scott again to do some work on the step van. We're going to be working on the power box. This is the box that's going to contain and hold the inverter, solar charge controller, all of the little switches and gizmos and shunts and fuses and the fuse box, breaker box, all of that stuff's going to go in this wood box that's going to be mounted right behind the driver's seat so that you can access it from the aisle as you're walking into the step van to the back. And I want to put a little bookshelf above it so some of the library books can be in that area. So anyway, I'm going to head over there. We're going to open up my electronic stuff, look at it, figure out how it all fits, how much space we need, and get started on that. I just arrived at Bill's office, his warehouse. This is where we've been working on the Toyota engine. It's during the day. On the weekend, Scott's supposed to be meeting me here shortly, but it's a little bit tight here. I've got the step van here, and right next to it a couple of semi trucks, so I had to sort of squeeze in between the two. So right now I still don't have my backup camera working and installed, so it's a little bit of a challenge, but hopefully that'll be remedied sometime later this week. Scott has arrived. We're setting up over here. I'm still not feeling super great today, but I'm going to try to just sort of push through and get some work done. We're starting to take the measurements and do the cuts. We're cutting out the bottom first. We're using some 1/2-inch ply. Scott's the man today. I have no mental power, no energy, so relying heavily on his expertise to make this project. I have two components that I'm going to do a box opening of. I don't think I did this before. I mentioned the items, but I didn't open the boxes when I bought these. I bought these at my sister's in Oregon several months ago. The first one is a Midnight Solar Classic 150 SL. I don't know, some people might find this adorable and cute. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this particular style, but hey, it's one of the better ones on the market, and I've seen a number of builds, and it's supposed to be highly recommended. Handles high voltage solar panels. I'm doing 700 watts on the roof with about 80 volts coming in, and this should be able to easily hand it, and I've seen a number of builds that use it. So that's the one I'm going to go with. Alright, inside of this one we have a Ames power inverter. This is a 2000 watt continuous, and I think it's 5,000 or 6,000 watts with the peak surge. The thing is extremely heavy. No, can't do it. I'm going to have to put it on the ground. Get it out now that it's on the ground. Here we go. Get a nice shot of my bald head. Wow, this thing is so heavy. That's my workout for the day. I have no idea what this is. It looks like it must be for the battery cables. Got a couple of clamps. It says here, warning, high voltage, do not open unless qualified to do so. So I don't think I'm qualified to take the wrap, the saran wrap off the outside of this, because there's high voltage inside. Alright, it's out of the box. This thing is a beast. It is huge. It has all sorts of tech stats on top, a couple of let's see, on this side must be the batteries and fan, some sort of controllers here. And on the other side, 2 power plugs. I'm not sure what this is, input, output. We're gonna have to read the manual to see what all this stuff does. We're trying to figure out where all the components go. This is the bottom piece here. We're gonna mount the inverter towards the aisle on the inside. This will be the partition back here, and over there a bench seat, and that's the back wall. So the solar charge controller is going to be facing out towards the wall, and the inverter here will have a hole so I can reach inside to push and start and stop the inverter, unless we can figure out a way to do a remote switch for this. I don't want to have to pay 150 bucks to buy a remote switch for this, but if we can come up with a cheap solution, that would be great. But I've got Scott is the mastermind, and he's helping me out figure out where to put all this stuff and how to make it all work. Scott has recommended setting up the table saw. He says this is going to make things a lot easier and a lot straighter cuts, so he's the expert there. I've never used a table saw before. I've seen them in videos and in movies and stuff, but I don't know much about them. Sitting here with Scott, I'm learning a lot. We're placing the inverter in here, trying to get it positioned. It actually gets rotated around, but we're pulling apart the switch on the top of the Ames power inverter, and Scott's like this wizard electronics guy that does programming of microcircuits and all sorts of stuff like that. So anyway, we're gonna see if we can make our remote switch. I know Ames sells one, it's like 150 bucks, but it gives you way more information than we need. We just need an on and off switch, nothing else, and this model does not have a remote on and off without paying the big bucks. So we're just looking logistically at how the box goes together, and if we can do a remote switch, like a rocker switch, something easy, and take it from there. Oh, we also have to come up with a parts list because we're missing some plywood. So I've got to go purchase more plywood to finish the back. Everything here is just scrap that we're reusing and repurposing. We're cleaning up for the day. We got part of the cuts done, maybe half the box built, figured out logistically how things are fitting together. Changed the plan several times just based on where things were in relationship to other things. The bookshelves where I was going to put them inside the box are not going to work. We're going to have to move them to another area. Scott had some great ideas on that. Just changing up things a lot, and we're short some materials. So I think that's basically all that we're going to get done today. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment. See you next episode.